like an hour, right? Something like this.
A little less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to Turn the Page. And I am Janine, and I have my guests Oksana and Ifazia. I hope I
Ephesia.
Ephesia. Thank you. I'll get it. I promise you.
It's all
With
right.
us
It's okay.
this morning, and okay, so we did a reschedule because the last one, a lot of technical difficulties, obviously, with our strong woman energy. They're going to try and stop us, right? So, welcome, ladies.
Hello.
Sorry.
So, for my viewers, do you want to maybe just do your own little introduction of yourself, like your little bio and a little bit of background, and then we'll start asking some questions.
Yeah, if you do want to start
You
first.
start. Come on. You're the
Okay.
best. Come on.
Oh, thank you too. Yeah, I just in quickly, I woke up in 2016, went for my first regression, and had no idea what hypnosis was. Went in quickly and didn't realize, I could see so well. So fast forward, basically, I worked for a year with this one regressologist as a telepath, and then took a course myself, became a regressologist myself. So I do sessions when I usually go in probably 90% of cases, or even more, in trance for the client because they either cannot go into trance in hypnosis by themselves or something's blocking them, like etheric plants or entities. And I connect to their subconscious, check on the energy sphere, check on the entities, attachments, etheric implants, any contracts they signed before incarnating on Earth, before their first incarnation on Earth, how many lives they have, check on their DNA, cleanse their DNA to get their abilities back. And we just basically get rid of all the contracts, entities, etheric implants in the session. That's what I do. And you can watch my sessions on my channel, Oksana Buchanan Regressive Hypnosis. So there's an email there to write to me for sessions. So that's basically it.
Yeah, that's
And so,
great. I'm glad that you mentioned how they can get a hold of you. I know that they could also go to Patriot Dave's site and see you, because all three of you actually, because you do a lot of work with them. Um, Fantastic. Okay, aphasia.
Yeah. Can I just say something? Oksana, can you tell? I always love this story. When you told that when you was a little girl, you was always crying because you wanted to come back to home. You was pointing the moon. That is,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
This to
Yeah.
show that she comes from the future.
Yeah, because my first life here, and I came here specifically to help, and like many of us did, and to see this transformation happen to Earth. But yeah, I used to come to the window and tell my mother that she wasn't my mother, and I came from that bright star and cry every night. And I had this extreme, like feeling of missing my real home, nostalgia, and all this, overwhelming for a little girl. I remember myself as 5, and doing that. I couldn't understand why, but that's because I come from Series B, from Series A. I incarnated there a lot. So, I mean, that's a story of many people also who come to me for sessions, that they felt that they didn't belong here from very early age.
I'm going to get back
Thanks.
to you on that one because I have a story similar to it, but go ahead. Thank you so much. That's a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for reminding. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I can start. I mean, And the difference between Oksana and me that she's the first she had this is the first experience in this planet. For me, probably was quite a lot. I've been told even 400 times, and this says that I've been like for like 3 consecutive times like a shaman in Peru, and one that was even the wife of a chief. Wow, so I was like, yeah. Anyway, yes, I come from Sardinia, Italy. It's a little island in the Mediterranean. Because we have Sicily, just for don't confuse for the people don't know Sardinia, and Sardinia is here, and Sicily is the other part. Basically, it's near the boot, Sicily, but Sardinia is opposite. My name is come from, in fact, Sardinia is a very very old name. So I started to be interested. I mean, since I born, the stories of her grandma, my mama, she has a gift. She saw things. I never was so talented like my mom. But because she says I don't want to have this gift because she knew that every time one relative or somebody in the house was about to pass away, she didn't want this basically gift. She said she said this is a damn gift and it's not something that I want. Anyway, around the 12 years old, I started to be interested with tarots. I started with the poker deck with the seeds, and then everything that was rituals, something magic, starting to be interested until to practice with proper tarots, which I work with the tarots. And actually, I'm about to graduate with past life regression therapy hypnosis. And I did another various courses, even the esoteric one, which is one of my favorites because, like Rosanna, we clean energies, intrusive energy of people that they feel that something does not belong to them, especially when they change mood or when they think they are unfortunate, or where they really the emotions sometimes they are too strong for them that they know they're not is not normal. Like when there's when somebody has too much fear or sadness, or he feels that something is going on in his family because they lives in toxic energies. What we do, what I do as well, like Oksana, I clean the energy, putting the people in trance, and uh, and basically help them to their journey to their own consciousness and subconscious, the outer universe, to basically face these entities that can be anything. We have so many kinds of beings that um, you know is still amazing that we are not the only beings in this planet. Sorry, I'm talking too much now, but anyway, yes, this is what I'm doing, and recently with Oksana, we are yes working with this project with Patriot Dave, with the intuition, wonderful intuition of Oksana and my cards, which is my cards. They are a tool basically. Oksana, she doesn't need. For me, it's like they become our best friends, and they help me, but it's more for me to express more my intuition with the cards.
Yeah, I totally understand that because when I was reading cards, I did a lot of this type of work that you guys are talking about when I was in my 30s, and I kind of stopped doing all of it. But uh, it's interesting because about the past lives, my very first reading was I went to someone about past lives, and they told me how old my soul was and how I used to point up to the stars, Oksana, and telepathically communicate. And I think I can't remember what tribe I was from on Earth, but I was probably one of the first beings here, so I'm pretty old. I guess I haven't got my lesson yet. But yes, this is very very good information. In the past lives, I'm sure the Oksana, that a lot of people come to you about that, right? That seems to probably be a number one topic people want to know. You got to know where you came from, right? To know who you are today, right? So if they take all of those lives, whether there's been a few or many, as mine have been, I think you help them become whole, right? Or have a better understanding of themselves.
Right. That, and also, they always come that they got problems in life and they want to accomplish this and that, but something is holding back. Or when they get close to accomplishing something, something happens in their life. So it's usually the contracts or the beings that playing these tricks on you and, put you in situations or send the negative people your way, or put you in a toxic family that you have to destroy contracts with them to know how to behave a certain way, not to feed their entities also. So there's a lot of variations and situations, but basically all you want to do is you want to get rid of everything. So the main idea is you are the creator being. You are creator, Fizia, me, we all creators. We all formed and co-created universes, planets, galaxies, and we don't need any guides. Guides are usually reptilians,
Mm-hmm.
unless you yourself in another incarnation who's your own guide, but it's part of you. It's like an extension of you without the physical body. And all those guardian angels, everything, it's a system. It's an astral matrix system they created for us, to us always think as a child. We need somebody's help to guide us, to tell us what to do. So when you get out of this body after the body's death, you're always looking for guidance, and that guidance is always deception and trap, to trap you yet another into another incarnation.
So
So there's no point.
do you believe about this planet having a what is it, filament, that once we die, our souls are kind of stay here and then we just keep recreating, or do you feel that we can go back to where we came from if we choose to, and that would be outside of this planet? The what is it called? Filament is basically what I'm understanding. I've been hearing a lot about it. Is that there's like this dome over this planet, right? This rock, and there's only certain ways that we can get out. And if you ever watch them doing sending rockets up into space, they all have to go out at a certain point. They all have to leave at a certain spot, and then they all have to travel in one spot to be able to get out of it if they can. I don't know if we have ever done that. Maybe I could ask you that. Have we ever? I know that we've never gone to the moon. I don't believe in that. I don't think that we've been able to get past that dome filament, if you will. So my first question, I guess we could ask the cards, is have humans ever been able to leave this planet on a spaceship, on a physical spaceship, which is completely different than traveling with their spirit and their soul, I believe. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, there are different. Basically, I get a lot of clients who are, super soldiers, SSP. So, and we obviously do travel to Mars and Moon, but there's stargazers,
First,
some all kinds of ways to do it. Yeah. Yes, if
the moon,
you,
the first card which I pull out from the deck, the moon. I don't know if you guys can see because of this. Okay, the moon.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Mm. Yes, carry on. Sorry, Oksana, carry on.
So
uh
that's a really good point that you're making, Oksana. These super soldiers, how are they traveling? I mean, are they in a physical vehicle, or I don't understand.
uh, there are physical abductions to the moon. They used to take me to the moon physically too when I was little. I remember that clearly. The ceiling would open up, the spaceship would appear, those tall men in black uniforms looking like Nazi. Yeah, a lot of times and then at the moon they would split the consciousness. They would like leave the body. I remember kind of shedding your body and getting out of it. They would pull your energy body out, put you in a cloned body to do all kinds of experiments or send you to a different reality to see how you um how you fight, how you do this and that, or your psychic abilities to test. Yeah, there are different ways. I mean, they can mold reality. They can disperse molecules. They can change the molecular structure of any object. They can appear, reappear like reptilians do. They can hold their physical shape if, in this even density, if they have enough energy. To have enough energy, they have to be hooked up and connected to humans, to human soul, to siphon that energy. Most of the time those beings of light like angels, the way they can show up like that, in front of you, like when you're in trance and hypnosis, is because they are hooked up to you, connected to you, and draining your own energy. So they get a lot of energy. Out of 100 they would drain 65% of your energy. You are only left with 35. So to you it appears like, oh, such a beautiful being and so much love, but it's your love and your light. He's just using it simply because
Wow.
you don't know how they do it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No different from how they're doing it to us here on this planet, right? It's it's
Right. Yeah.
wow, that's interesting. That's a lot to digest. But I understood it all. That was great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, what did you get in the cards? I'm going to call you E. It's
Effie,
safer.
fizzy, fizzy
Easy.
water. Ephisia. Effie or just Effie? It's okay. Or
Okay.
just hey.
What
Um,
do you know what your name means? If it's a very old name, I'm just
yeah,
interested in it.
obviously, like every name is come from Greece. The name is come from Ephesus, which was is a it's location between Greece and Turkey. I think it's in Turkey, but was at the time was Greek, obviously territory, and means a sweet voice. Apparently, was
Very
it woo?
beautiful.
Yes, this is when I found out basically the mean because I mean in Sardinia it's just Ephesia, but when I get out and I say, well, because even in Sardinia is quite old fashioned. Usually it's a male name, Ephesio, because there is a saint that saved
Right.
the Sardinia center, big city center, which is Cagliari.
Mm,
Yes, and Sant'Efisio,
mm.
chair, cross, and stuff like that. Blah. Yes, anyway,
Oh, good.
I like with
Oh,
Rosanna, I'm not very religious. Absolutely not. And yes, I'm agree that they are, this, but it's part of the obviously the folklore, and I respect beliefs and obviously who people that at the moment they are they're not ready to wake up basically. So the moon, I can tell you that they was very close. I think it was a satellite with the first trip, which something is unclear. Is unclear if it was officially the first. I think they traveled before. Somebody passed one of the. I have to put it like that for the background. Somebody passed for the first attempt, which is not official. And the guy that is what's the name that the first man in the moon? I can't have the name. Sorry, was
yeah, the American one, you
the
mean?
American
Who?
one. Yes, you see, this guy here. This says to him, "To become famous, we need an image, perfect man, perfect family, astro traveling." So and he knows the truth, which is basically they backstaged that they was very close, but not that close. Okay, so it was a satellite. But now they can go if you want, but they're not allowed to basically land in the earth. This is, I can tell you that is a lie, because I have what they wanted to the people to believe. So the family happiness for the result, look in the sky, the rainbow. Wow, look there, they there. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is the lies, the
Delusional.
deception, delusional,
Mm.
confusion. The people believe what you want to believe, okay? Who's grounded, who's not. And yeah, so it's a big might, but I'm more with the theory that people can travel. Obviously, even Oksana, she knows we can travel with the sound, like the
Mm.
old, basically not humans, was these beings that it was like humans. There was giants. Basically, everything that they build everywhere, they use the sound, like in the music. This is why you can see perfect squares and lines, because they use the sound. They was so evolved that even they use the rocks to travel. That is what
Yeah.
I find out because they found a spaceship made it with rock down the water. You know the story, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing. Anyway, yes.
Well, if
But
you
we
think
to-
about it, we really have never been taught frequency and vibration and energy in any, well, at least in America, right? I mean, we just were never taught that. And I had to learn it when I got into my, actually when my father passed away when I was 29. I started thinking, boy, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to life. And I just and within 6 months, I must have read 100 books, and everything came back to vibration, energy, and frequencies.
Mhm.
So being here in this planet, as humans, we they took that aspect out, that knowledge out. And so when you have someone like Oksana that comes in, and she knows from her first time here, she knows, and she's probably, you probably struggled with why your mother didn't understand you, or why other people didn't get what you got. And that had to be probably the toughest part for you. But I had to go back and remember. I was so dense, if you will, to remember. And then I started doing a lot of healing myself, and that totally took me away from understanding, about um, our human experience. That
Mm.
that we are here for lessons to learn, right? So, but like what's happening right now, everybody believes that our body and we die. A lot of people believe that we die and that's it. There's nothing else, right? But I think that everybody that is waking up right now, they're starting to question what I had questioned years ago. And I guess my first question to you guys is, what percent, or what, the vast 7 billion people on this planet, how many of them are actually awake at this point in time? I mean, can we get that type of information?
4.8. That's what I got.
What?
4.8
It's a
are awake.
30%. It's the 30%. Why I had this number, I don't understand.
Um, no, it turns out to be more than that. But I wanted to add it to what you said. My mother was actually the one who told me that there's no God, there's only energy, and that energy is in everybody, inside everybody's body. Yeah, she was an RH negative, and I'm positive. As I learned through the sessions, doing sessions, that those who are born from mothers was, and I was implanted into her. She didn't know how she can. She died of cancer at 47 because they wanted her to go. She was too much of a high consciousness, and if you are born Rh positive from a Rh negative mother, you're very sensitive. You're psychic sensitive. You just have to know it and develop this ability. I somehow figured this out through sessions with clients because and those who was Rh negative, those are more like alien kind of type, and it's easier to control them, manipulate their DNA, and they're more like they're better soldiers in a combat. They can turn them being aggressive easily because they're either easily manipulated. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of, and I think I came to my mother. I was implanted into her, but also they had to be a resonance and frequency because she knew better, even though it was back then Soviet Union. And she said, you have to play by that game. You have to pretend you're in Communist Party because otherwise I wouldn't get my PhD. She used to tell me all this. So I understood from early on it's just a game, and it's all like a stage, like Shakespeare said. I think Janine is frozen. I think she froze, right?
Yeah,
Can you hear
Janine,
me if he's here?
I can hear you, but I can't. Janine, she has a frozen image right now. We wait for her to come back. Yes, but I agree with
Uh-huh.
you. When we